Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Jason's Weird Reads. I'm Jason White, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, especially if you like horror fiction. That's what I talk mostly about here, but I do also talk about science fiction, fantasy, and other genres. So this is a new series that I'm going to be starting. I got a new camera, and it's a pretty good camera, especially for this type of thing, and so I wanted to start doing some vlog style stuff on here. And I'm kind of contradicting myself because I'm still using my old webcam, but I wanted to get this video out quickly because there's a few things here I need to talk about, and some things I've been meaning to talk about for months. God. Okay, so this is Shooting the Shit number 1, and welcome. And so I'm gonna go through a little bit of a mail haul. Now, all the way in the spring, I got these books from Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime. She was lovely enough to send me these books. I believe she paid for them herself, and they are the Fright Vision books. I'm sure you guys have seen this going around, these Fright Vision books. She sent these to me so that I could read them to Keenan, my son, and they are absolutely astounding. They're very lovely. I wanted to do a video with Keenan while reading these books, but I don't know about doing that with COPPA and everything. But I highly recommend. These books are kind of weird. As you know, children's books do get weird. Every children's book or middle grade book I've read so far are very, very weird, and these are no exception. These actually, but the weirdness, the reason why I'm bringing this up, is the weirdness in these books are definitely, it's almost like they're written for me. I absolutely love the strange going-ons in these books. These are highly entertaining, and I want to read more of them. So if you have a kid who likes being read to, definitely check out these books. Now, regarding Fright Vision here, I wanted to bring this up as well because if you go to their Instagram page, Fright Vision, they have a month-long festival type thing going on. It's called the Carvathon, and it's hosted by Fright Vision. I believe they have a YouTube channel as well, and what they're doing is it's a month-long. It's like a festival almost, but it's going to be held online, and there's contests for kids, and I think there's going to be activities and whatnot. So check out Fright Vision on Instagram. They are, let me see, they're Fright Vision Books, all one word, on Instagram, and check out their books. Their books are awesome. I'm going to be getting more of these. And thank you so much, Nikki. I'm sorry it took me so long. It was like springtime when she sent me these books. And I wanted to do them in a book haul, but you know, the old noggin. They say the mind is the first thing to go, and I forgot. I'm so awful. All right, so moving on. Just before I get to the book haul here, I just wanted to mention that as of right now, I am no longer going to be taking submissions for reviewing books, and the reason is for this is because I'm a terrible mood reader, and I'm really behind on all the books that everyone sent me. Some of them I have started and I just couldn't get into, so I DNF'd them. You're going to be seeing me talk about some of those in an upcoming video, but I am just really backlogged, and sometimes I'm not in the mood, and if I'm not in the mood, I'm not going to like the book regardless of how good it is. So I am putting a stop to that just for now. I'm hoping that sometime next year I can reopen, so stay tuned for that. And okay, so now on to the books. So before I get to the reading extravaganza, the Halloween reading extravaganza books, there's a couple books here I bought. Saw Charlie Heathcote talking about this book. I believe it was Charlie. And this is a general fiction book, but it sounds to me like it could be a horror story. It's gothic literature anyway. And it's by Anita Frank. It's the last one. It's a tale. Here, let me read you the synopsis. Reeling from the death of... This is England, 1917. Reeling from the death of her fiancé, Stella Markham welcomes the opportunity to stay with her pregnant sister, Madeline, at her imposing country mansion Grayswick, but she arrives to discover a house of unease, and her sister gripped in fear and suspicion. Before long, strange incidents begin to trouble Stella, sobbing in the night, little footsteps on the stairs, and as events escalate, she finds herself drawn to the tragic history of the house. Aided by a wounded war veteran, Stella sets about uncovering Grayswick's dark and terrible secrets. Secrets the dead whisper from the other side. So, it says below here, in the classic tradition of The Woman in Black, Anita Frank weaves a spellbinding debut of family tragedy, loss, and redemption. Yeah, I had it, once I heard Charlie talk about this, I added it to my TBR right away. And I was at the bookstore the other day, and I saw it there, and I was like, you know what? I'm picking this up. So I did. I'm looking forward to reading it, maybe in November. Now, anyone who watches Rachel from the Shades of Orange, her channel, she goes on about Iain Reid a lot, and she recommends this book highly. I think this is the first book she read, and I saw this book there too, and it was on sale. I think because of the whole Netflix thing. It's a movie now or something. So I looked at it. I've been meaning to read it, and it was fairly cheap. Like I said, it was on sale. And the print, my God, the print is... Ooh, it's awesome. I knew I needed this book once I saw it there. And so, of course, I picked it up. It's fairly short, too. I'm not going to go into... It's basically a woman who's with her boyfriend, and she's thinking of ending the relationship while they're on their way to visit his parents. And strange things occur once they arrive at the parents' place. Alright, moving on to... before I move on to the reading extravaganza, sorry, but yesterday, this is October the 2nd, I was at work, so I couldn't make a video then. This is a big reason why I wanted to do this video today. It's because I got a book that I'm in. I'm in this book twice, which is a first for me. And of course, I'm talking about local haunts. And it's so awesome to have a book that you put some work into. And it's so beautiful looking. So, yes, local haunts. This just came out yesterday. And actually, I think the paperback was actually available for a little while because Regina, she wanted to make sure that it was available on the release day, and so she released it just a bit early, and so I ordered it early, and I just got it today. So I'm glad that I waited to do this video, because I wanted to actually hold the book while saying, yay, I got my book. So my story in here is Darkness Descends, and I'm proud to say that my story neighbors Cameron Chaney's. So Cameron Chaney's is right at the end. His story is at the end of the rope. My story comes right before his, and it's Darkness Descends by Jason White. Now, there's some very awesome authors in here. All of them are booktubers or horror movie YouTubers. Everyone on here has a YouTube channel that centers around horror, and that's why it's a horror tube anthology. And you have stories in here by the first story, actually, might as well go into, is by Dane Reeds. It's A Stone's Throw by Dane Reeds. Dane Reeds is one of the very first people I subscribed to on BookTube, and he's been a favorite ever since. If you don't know or don't watch Dane Reeds, I'll put a link down in his description or up here. Go check him out, subscribe. He's awesome. And CJ Wright, he has a channel, obviously, because they all have channels, but he's a writer too, and he has a few books out. Let me see who else. Of course, Regina St. Clair, she has a story in here. Marie McWilliams, she has a story in here. And of course, I mentioned Cam, and the artwork is done by Cameron Robeek. He, you probably recognize his name from his Kill River books, and his other books, and you can tell because it has a signature little skeleton on here. And so I think it's awesome to have a story within a book that has Cameron Rabique cover art on it, which is really cool, because just past a year ago I didn't even know he did his own cover art, and he actually paints these, I believe, with oil. That's just awesome. Alright, now moving on, because I don't want this video to be too long. This being October the 2nd, that means the Halloween creature feature reading extravaganza, that's a lot to remember, is underway. It started yesterday, and I've made a couple of changes to my TBR, as I knew I would. Most of these changes, though, were more out of... it wasn't because I didn't want to read the other books anymore. It was just more so that I might be more successful in the whole thing. And but not too many changes. I think I changed 2 books, but I got a couple of books for the reading extravaganza. Here's Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler. I'm looking forward to diving into this. This is for the vampire prompt, and written by a woman. And also I got the physical copy of Wolf Moon. I'm very much looking forward to getting into this, although flipping through the pages, there's one thing I really don't like, and that's how it's laid out. Like, the print is so small, and the spaces between the sentences, it's just, it's too bad that when putting this together they didn't keep the reader's eyes in mind. And there's another book here. This is one that I changed because reading ebooks on my cell phone lately is getting kind of difficult to do. I go through phases where I just don't like doing it, phases where I absolutely love it and I need to do it. But I'm going through a phase where I don't want to do it, and the Hunter Shea book that I picked for the cryptozoology story, I could only find in time to get here by mail. Well, it wasn't the Jersey Devil. That is actually an older Pinnacle book, and I could only get it used, and it would have taken too long to get here. And so I switched it to Creature, because that arrived today as well with my other book. And so yeah, I decided to go with Creature instead. This is by Pinnacle Books, and got one of those nifty red spines. And although I'm not a big fan of Pinnacle Books' font size, I think I really need to go with this anyway. So Creature instead of the Jersey Devil. Alright, so that is my first shooting the shit. A lot of the others will be more probably more vlog style, with me and my new camera taking pictures. In fact, I want to show you guys the inspiration to my story in local haunts. It's funny how when you're writing a story, I don't know if other writers feel this way, but you don't realize the influence that this your unconscious mind plays some interesting tricks on you while you're writing. Or maybe it's not tricks, obviously it's not tricks, but you don't realize that this story that you're writing has a place from your past in it. And my story for local haunts is no different, although I never broke into a house, because the story is about 2 kids who break into an old man's house. The house that the kids break into is from my childhood, and it scared the hell out of me. And there was an old man who lived in there who never came out, but everyone always talked about. And he was my neighbor, my very next door neighbor, and he eventually died in that house, in a house fire. And it was fucked up. So I wanna kind of just do a little video thing on that, just to show you guys. All right, so that is my first shoot the shit. Look for the next one very shortly, where I will talk about my story, Darkness Descends, and how it comes from my past, among other bookish things. And thank you for watching. Keep being creative, keep being safe, because the coronavirus numbers are going back up now that it's fall. And I will catch you guys in the next bookish video.